Hello my loves, my name is Amber Mellon and welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Moon and Star Therapy channel. Okay, if you are new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss an upload from me. The notification bell is that little bell right at the bottom, okay? So if you hit that, every time I upload a video, you'll automatically be notified, okay? So you will stay up to date with your girl, okay? It's a whole vibe. Let's get into it, okay? So, Halloween is coming up, and I thought it would be a really great topic to talk about energy vampires, okay? So let's get into it. And for those of you who are not new here, hey loves, hey guys, how are you all doing today? Loves, bear with me with these teeth, okay? Vampire teeth are hard to talk in, okay? These actors that play vampires, it's almost like the teeth help you have an accent, if that makes sense, because it's so hard to talk with these teeth. But yeah, your girl is setting the vibe. We're setting the energy vampire vibes, okay? So we got these teeth in. Okay, we got some green contacts in. Okay, we got the dark hair going on. So, if any of you want to know where I got my teeth from, I got these vampire teeth from Amazon, and I use Fixodent denture cream to adhere them to my teeth. Okay, so it was kind of tricky because your girl's teeth are crooked, but we got them on there. Okay, so yeah, if you're liking the vibes, if you like more videos like this, please don't forget to hit that like button. When you hit the like button, it means that you support me, you love me, you support my work, and you want to see me grow. You want to see my channel grow. You want to, get more people to see my videos. So don't forget to hit that like button. It is so important. If you can't hit the like button because you don't have a YouTube account, just create a YouTube account, okay? Once you create a YouTube account and sign in, you'll be able to hit the like button and comment on my videos. But please comment and like your girl's videos, okay? If you love me and support me and you want to see my channel grow, okay? So ladies, guys, energy vampires is a real thing, okay? So we are going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. I feel like it's so important to identify when you're around a person that is draining you of your energy, okay? So today we're going to talk about the 6 different types of energy vampires, okay? And so I really want you ladies and guys to have an open mind about this. And as we go through the list of energy vampires, we're going to talk about traits and things that they do, and I'm going to give you examples. And then in the next video, we'll talk about how you can set boundaries or protect your energy from energy vampires, okay? So energy vampires are around us. I know when we hear the word vampire, we think of someone draining the life force out of you, someone that's evil, someone that has no regard for life, okay? But when we're talking about energy vampires, we're just talking about people that cannot sustain their own energy, okay? They need your energy to feel better, to feel happier, or to feel better about themselves, okay? And the tricky part about talking about an energy vampire is when we're talking about these traits, you definitely want to make sure that you don't find yourselves doing these things, because it's so easy to be like, oh, energy vampires, I have energy vampires around me, and not check yourself and not make sure, making sure that you're not draining the life of people around you or situation yourself, okay? So definitely when I think about energy vampires, I always make sure, when I'm researching, I take an inventory and I do some self-reflection to make sure, that I'm not doing the things that, I don't want anyone doing to me. And I'm pretty sure we've all been energy vampires at some point in our life, because we're not perfect, okay? We've all been there where we, maybe our low self-esteem might have been low. Maybe we might have been codependent on someone. And, maybe we kind of like needed someone and, been an energy vampire. So as you learn what an energy vampire is, some of you probably already know what an energy vampire is, and we dive deeper and we go into these details. I don't want you to be like, oh, I have energy vampires all around me. No, it's just to identify. This is just to help you identify when someone is taking advantage of your energy, when the energy is not being reciprocated back, and they're just pulling, and draining and draining. Energy vampires are everywhere, okay? They can be from your family members, co-workers. You can even be in a relationship with an energy vampire, okay? So when we talk about this, I don't want you to be like, oh, I need to keep to myself. I can't go out, I can't hang out because I don't want anyone draining my energy. No, you'd be surprised at the little things that can drain people's energy, and sometimes we can find ourselves there, okay? So this video is not to seclude yourself. It doesn't mean isolate yourself. It doesn't mean to hide. This video is all about identifying when a person is draining your energy, when a person is taking advantage of your light and the life that you bring to a situation or a relationship, and it's not being reciprocated, okay? And how can you set boundaries, or how can you deflect? Because it's impossible sometimes, especially if you have an energy vampire at work, okay? So we have to work, we have to make money to take care of ourselves, okay? So it's not necessarily like, oh, staying to yourself. It's just learning how to set those boundaries and learning how to deflect from an energy vampire. Ooh, I took 6 minutes to go into that. I just want us to have an open-minded view of energy vampires, because sometimes when you start talking about narcissists and energy vampires and going into these dark shadow things, some people have a tendency to just want to isolate themselves, and that's not healthy either, especially if you're a light worker, if you're a healer, if you are meant to teach people. You're going to attract energy vampires. They love that life. They love that powerful energy, okay? And so they're going to come to you to try to suck the life out of you, okay? But you just make sure that you're setting your boundaries, okay? So there are 6 types of energy vampires, and you ladies and guys can do more research on this in your own personal time. But an energy vampire cannot sustain their own life force in any positive manner, okay? So they like to latch on and feed off of others, slowly sucking the life out of them, okay? And again, take inventory of your own, do an own assessment of, how do you act? How are your interactions with people on a daily basis? And before you start looking at other people as an energy vampire, make sure that you don't find yourself, exemplifying, putting this energy out, okay? So number one of the types of energy vampires is the blamer, okay? The blamer blames everyone else for their problems except themselves, okay? And so a lot of times when you have the blamer, we will resonate with people in our family, exemplifying this trait. Maybe you have a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, and it's hard to get away from family, because family, we're taught, to stick together and all that stuff. So it's hard to get away from your family. And so that's why I said it's not necessarily important to isolate yourself, but to know how to deal with these people, okay? And so when you're talking to a person that never takes accountability for themselves, this is the type of person that's going to come to you with their problems. They're going to be like, oh, this happened to me, and it was this person's fault, and it was the dog's fault, and it was the cat's fault. And, they're going to blame everything. They're not going to take responsibility for anything, if they keep going from job to job, if they keep getting fired. Oh, it was this person at work, it was that person at work. So the blamer is the type of person that you're normally probably going to find in your family, okay? Especially if you're like the go-to person, like if you're very financially well off to do, and you have a lot of money, or you offer support, this person is going to come to you and keep draining your pockets, keep draining your energy, and they're most likely going to keep coming with the same attitude, the same negative mindset. Their mindset is not going to change. Why? Because they haven't taken accountability for their own actions. Therefore, they can't get help. If you can't admit where you have a problem in life at, you're never going to get help. You're always going to see it from a side that's unhealthy, okay? And so a lot of times we can find the blamer energy vampire, people in our family. And with these type of people, you just have to say, okay, this person is not going to take accountability. They're not going to get better in life until they start admitting, you know, where they have a problem, until they start admitting where they need help. And with you setting that boundary, like if you're going to help this person, you really have to help them from pure motives, knowing that your help can be taken in vain, or your help is not going to do any good. They're only going to keep coming back for more. Okay. So yeah, now number 2 for the energy vampire, we're going to talk about the guilt tripper. Okay. People that will guilt trip you into, you know, trying to make you give in to their needs. Okay. And this type of person, again, a lot of times you can find this family member. Sometimes this can be your own, you know, parent figure, you know, someone that will make you feel guilty for not doing something for them. You know, maybe you're tied up at work, you know, maybe you're busy trying to build a solid foundation under your feet. You know, it's never, anything that you do is never going to be good enough. Okay. Say you really want to do something for them. Say they, you know, ask you to borrow money, okay? Because that's the most typical things with family members, you know, is asking to borrow money to finances, okay? Or asking you to do this big grand gesture for them, and, you know, maybe most of the time you're always there for them, but this particular time you can't be there for them. You know, maybe you need to spend more time with your wife. Maybe you need to spend more time with your kids. You know, maybe you need to do something for you. But this type of person is going to guilt trip you. Oh, you know, I'm your mother, or I'm your father, or I'm the greatest uncle, you know, remember when I did this for you? Remember when I did that for you? You know, and when it comes to our parents, it's easy to get guilt tripped into doing things for them, even if it doesn't benefit us, even if it drains the life force and the energy. It could drain our pockets. It can drain our emotional, our mental health. Okay. And because this person, this parent figure, you know, gave life to us and gave birth to us and nurtured us and take care of us, you know, it's easily for us to feel guilt tripped into helping them. You know, who was there for you when you was sick? You know, who was there for you when you did this? But what we have to understand is that, as you know, us healers and, you know, us good-natured people who always want to be there for people, we have to understand, like, that's this person's job. That was this person's role. You know, you never asked to come into this world. Your parent did what they were supposed to do as a parent. And, you know, you don't necessarily owe them anything but love and support, okay? And so the guilt tripper will guilt you into things. And it could be friends too. Friends can definitely guilt trip you into things, especially one that's an energy vampire, someone that likes to leech off of people, someone that is always taking and never adding value. So as we're going through these different types of energy vampires, people who drain your energy, people who drain your pockets, you want to ask yourself, hey, you know, do I do these things? Am I adding value to those around me? Am I, whatever, and it doesn't have to be money, you know, am I adding value by being of support, supporting someone's work? Am I adding value by being a shoulder that someone can talk to? You know, how am I being of service in someone else's life just like they are in my life? Okay. And so the guilt tripper can definitely be a friend. It could definitely be a family member, and they're always going to remind you, especially if you're doing better than them and you've surpassed them in life and they haven't gone anywhere. They always going to take you back to, remember when I did this for you? Remember when I gave you that first dollar? You know, remember if I would have never drove you to this, you would have never even, you know, those are the type of tactics that energy vampires love to use, because they know how to get that truth hooked in the right vein. Okay, they know just the right thing to say. So yeah, a lot of times the guilt tripper most definitely can show up as a family member or as a friend. You know, a lot of times when we think of energy vampires, we think of, you know, haters. Of course, we're gonna have haters, you know, strangers, people that don't know us, but a lot of times energy vampires will be our family, could be friends, those that we love the most, that at some point when we see this person continually to drain our energy or drain our pockets and never replenishing, never adding value, you know, when you tell them no, now they don't like you, now they're going to talk about you to friends and family, now they're going to talk about you behind your back. You know, those are people that you definitely have to set boundaries with. And at this point in my life, I'm definitely trying to make sure that I'm not draining a situation or draining someone's energy. That, you know, there's a scientific saying that energy is neither destroyed nor stored. It's simply, you know, reciprocated. It simply changes. So we know energy is an exchange, okay? It's neither destroyed, it doesn't go anywhere. And so if someone comes into your life and it's not an equal exchange of, you know, energy, of good things, then you have to assess the situation and say, hey, you know, is this person an energy vampire in my life? Are they taking more than they are giving? Number 3, jealous bees, okay? A lot of times jealous bees, again, this could be people who are family members and friends, but especially friends. You'll find more friends in this one. You know, people who are jealous of you, you know, when you do something great, they'd be like, you know, or they say, oh, I see you started your little business. I see you started your little side hustle. I see you got your little thing going on. I see you know, they try to like, water down everything that you do that's good, okay? Because really, they're upset that they're still in the same place and they haven't accomplished what you have accomplished, okay? So a lot of times these jealous bees will be friends, and sometimes can even be, you know, best friends or long childhood friends. And, you know, it's important to annually and quarterly assess the people in your life and where to put them at. You know, is this person draining me, or am I draining this person? Have I been there for this person like this person has been there for me? Because again, you know, when we talk about energy vampires and we're thinking of the people that take, it's also important to turn that back on ourselves and to make sure that we're not taking, okay? So a jealous bee can definitely be a friend. You know, you buy a house and they're like, you know, I would never pay that much for a house, or I would never pay that much for a car, or I would never buy that. You know, those are what jealous bees, they always talk about what they would never do, or this is too expensive, or, you know, this is too much. They always try to play down. Also, a jealous bee will always one up you. You know, if you're sharing your knowledge on something, or if you're sharing your information, they always know something better, a person who does it better, a recipe that's better. Like anything that you say, oh girl, I know something even better. You know, that's what a jealous bee will do. So if you have a friend in your life and you know, every time you get an accomplishment, they try to play it down, water it down, or talk about what they would never do or what they would never spend, or they're always trying to one up you, this person is an energy vampire in your life. I'm sorry to say that, okay? So the next energy vampire we're going to talk about is, you know, people who are insecure. A lot of times people who are insecure, now you really have to pay attention to this particular energy vampire, because they can come masked as very successful people, like, you know, very handsome, very beautiful people, very you know, go-getters who have a lot going on. And I feel like this particular energy vampire gets looked over the most. You know, we can become easily blindsided and not see that they truly are an energy vampire, because they will come in the disguise of confident when they're really not confident. You know, a lot of times they'll be very accomplished with education, with work, career, okay? They might be very financially well off. They might be able to do anything. You know, they have a lot of money, and it's easily to overlook this person, because we can look at this person as, you know, very well off, somebody that, you know, you look up to. This person can also be a person in power, a position in power. And so that's why it's tricky when it comes to seeing this person as an energy vampire. And a lot of times we don't really see them as an energy vampire until you get to know them better, until you spend time with them, because they're really tricky. They're really cunning, okay? These vampires know what to do. They know how to slither in there. They know how to love bomb you, gaslight you. They know how to compliment you and love you. And then when they get their teeth sucked into you, these people will just be, oh my gosh, they will literally drain the energy. They'll be possessive, extremely possessive. They'll be extremely jealous. Now, I'm not saying a little bit of jealousy or a little, being a little bit possessive is bad. But when you are jealous, become jealous or possessive in a way where you want to harm someone to make them stay, or you want to emotionally abuse them to make them stay, that's when the possessiveness and the jealousy is unhealthy and this person needs help and you need to walk away. Also, an insecure person will always love to, just really beat people down, like, just make them feel bad for maybe not having, a degree, certain degrees, or, a certain amount of money. A lot of times they can be womanizers, or if they're a woman, they can be, go from man to man. They're never satisfied, because what they're looking for from other people is what they need to seek within themselves. Okay, and that's why insecure people will tend to I don't know, it's just different. They'll tend to never be satisfied. Nothing is ever good enough. Nothing you do is ever good enough, no matter how hard you work. You can get all the degrees you want, you can get all the money that you want, but they're always going to look down on you, because really they're jealous of you. They wish they could be content in life. They wish they could be fulfilled in life. A lot of times these people will suffer with depression and be very sad. A lot of times they'll suffer with rage and anger, okay? And they will take this out on you, and it will make it seem as if you're the person that's doing something wrong when it's really them. So really keep an eye on people who are insecure, because they can easily get by the way they look, their status, how much money they have, and their influence, okay? So that's a really biggie one right there. And a lot of times they will present themselves as so confident, but it's not sustainable. Eventually, once their true colors are shown and people do see how insecure they really are, because they're never satisfied. No amount of money is ever good enough. No job is ever good enough. No woman or man in a relationship is ever good enough for them. They're always looking for better, bigger, and on to the next. This is an insecure person, okay? They're never fulfilled. Of course, we have the fun haters. These energy vampires, they're like the lowest of the low. They're like maggots. They're like, moth to a flame. Okay, when they see you shining, when they see you doing your thing, it mirrors or reflects what they're not doing in their life, and all of a sudden, now I gotta bring you down. Now I gotta say something negative or say something bad about you. Now I gotta sink my teeth in you to bring you down to my level, because I'm really jealous of the light that you exude, and I wish that I could see my own inner light, and I wish that I could shine my light like yours. But because I'm so insecure, because I'm so lazy, because I don't put into action what I say, now I'm gonna come after you. Okay, and so we all know about haters. We all know that haters are energy vampires, wanting to come around and just say something or do something, lie behind your back, talk about you behind your back to make you feel sad, angry, upset, or mad. And then once they've done that, now they're fed off of that negative energy, okay? The last energy vampire we're going to talk about is the Debbie Downers, okay? Debbie Downers and codependent people, okay? And Debbie Downers and codependent people, a lot of times we will find them in our family circle and in our friends. When it comes to the fun haters, a lot of times these are people we don't know. We're in a social media world, so it's easy to, be brave and be bold behind a computer screen or behind a phone, and so, you just have to ignore these type of energy vampires, because there's thousands of them. But when it comes to like Debbie Downers and, people who are codependent, and these are just people who just have low self-esteem, they don't believe in themselves, so they need to be around other people who are always like reassuring them, giving them compliments. Sorry to say, these people are energy vampires too. And I feel bad about them, because at one point, maybe I could have been an energy vampire in my life, because I definitely suffered from low self-esteem at one point in time. I definitely didn't believe in myself, and I loved it when someone was able to see something in me that I didn't see in myself, okay? And so a lot of times these type of energy vampires will always be seeking validation, always be seeking approval from you, always wanting a compliment, and or they'll be negative, like, you know, they call you and, you know, when it's nothing wrong with talking to people. Like, if someone calls you to check on you and you're not having a good day, it's totally fine to be honest and let them know, because they're providing the space and they're telling you like, hey, this is a safe space, and whatever you're going through, I'm able to deal with the energy, whether it be sad, whether it be good, whether you're having a horrible day. I have the mental capacity to deal with whatever you're dealing with at this time because I want to support you, okay? But then there are people who are always calling you. Like, you definitely don't have the mental capacity to deal with their problems, whatever's making them sad. You know, they stumped their foot. You know, the dog bit them. You know, they went to the hospital. They found out they got high blood pressure, diabetes. You know, they're feeling sick. They threw up. You know, these people are always calling you. They're always feeling bad. They're always feeling miserable. Something's always, you know, wrong with their health. You know, they're just always talking about how life sucks and, you know, how they're so down and how they're down on their luck. You know, these people are here to drain you. They want you to give in and give input in the conversation. So this is the type of person that will feel down about a situation or negative about a situation, or they'll be sad and they'll ask for your advice and they won't take it. They'll just keep coming to you with the same thing, the same problem, and they won't take it. And after a while, you're like, you know, this person keeps talking about how this makes them so sad, so miserable, so angry. They're so down. There's, you know, and I keep giving them this advice and they're not taking it. This is an energy vampire. They don't really want to take your advice. They don't want to do better. They want to stay the victim, because as long as they can stay the victim, they don't have to change their ways. They don't have to change their habits. They can just keep doing the same thing they've been doing and take advantage of people who will allow them to take advantage. A lot of times these people have no respect for your time. You know, they'll call you. You'll say, you know, I gotta go. I gotta be here at a certain amount of time, or I got homework to do, or I gotta study, or I gotta run an errand. And they'll be like, okay. And they'll just keep talking. They won't respect your time. You've told them like 2 or 3 times, like, look, I gotta go. I gotta get off this phone, or, you know, you gotta leave my house and go to your house because I have somewhere to be. So these people do not respect your time. They do not respect your feelings. They do not respect when you say, hey, you know what? Right now, I don't really have the emotional capacity to deal with what you need me to deal with at this time, okay? Because I'm dealing with my own stuff. And so call me at a later time. These people will not respect your boundaries. Sometimes they can pop up at your house whenever they want to. They feel like they can call you all times of the night or all times of the morning when they want to. They feel like they can just like spam you with texts, long messages, long emails. Like, these type of people just feel entitled to being in your energy or being around you or having access to you. They feel entitled, like they have the right to have access to you anytime they want. And a lot of times these can be parents, these can be siblings, or these can be friends, okay? So those were the different types of energy vampires and things to look for. So the next video I create, I will talk about how to set boundaries and how to learn how to interact with these people, because again, you know, secluding yourself, you know, not interacting with people, not being social, that's not the answer. That's not healthy. But we do want to learn how to identify when someone has only come to drain our energy, drain our pockets, you know, drain our resources, and never replenishing, never reciprocating, never equally exchanging the energy, okay? We just want to know when that's happening, and then how to set our boundaries with people, because it's very hard to set boundaries, especially with your parents, you know, because they spent so much time raising you and pouring love into you and helping you. But we have to understand that that's a parent's role, and if you're a parent, you completely understand that. You know, that's my job. It's not something I'm gonna, you know, guilt trip my child into feeling bad that, oh, you know, I did this for them and I did that for them. You know, that was my job, you know. And so it's easy to get guilt tripped or, you know, let parents drain you, okay? But yeah, look out for people who are always trying to one up you, never have anything good to say about your business or what you're doing. They never congratulate you. You know, when you're doing good, they just kind of stay silent. They're kind of sulky. They have an attitude. They feel like, you know, you're changing or you're leaving them behind. People who are codependent, who always need reassurance, always need validation, always need for you to compliment them. People who always want to dump their problems on you. They can never help you with anything because they're just so full of damn problems and they're just always staying the victim that they can't even give you any advice or help with anything. People who are coming to you with the same problem, expecting you to help them. And the most important one are insecure people, okay? Because a lot of times the insecure energy vampire, the narcissist, these are people that we can easily fall into a relationship with. Again, because these people are good at putting on a false mask. These people are really good at wearing a false mask that's not really them, okay? And they will present themselves as so confident, you know, doing so well in life, so happy. They have all this money, they have all this education, they have all this power and status, when really they're a hollow shell inside, okay? And they will make you feel bad. They'll be possessive, they'll be manipulative, they'll be liars. Again, nothing you do will ever be good enough. You can't be pretty enough, you can't be handsome enough, you can't be fine enough. There's nothing you can do to please these people, okay? They have to find happiness within themselves. So a lot of times they can be like an empty grave, okay? So ladies and guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please put you know, leave your girl a comment in the comment section if you enjoyed this video, if you love the tips, and don't forget to thumbs up this video, okay? I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you in the next one. And until next time, darling, watch out for these energy vampires that love to prey on you beautiful, loving, light worker angel souls, okay? Because we need you to survive and thrive. Ta-ta!